Saying this, he got up from his computer and went to the corner of the room. He switched on the room light, and I noticed his bed. Something was lying on it, covered with a blanket.
Bro, I told you.
Are you ready for the surprise, Max? Here it comes! Saying this, he pulled the blanket in one go, and what I saw made my stomach drop. A girl was lying on the bed. Her hands and legs were tied along with her mouth. On top of her lay a dead body that was rotting vigorously.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. As always, I'm your host with the most, Professor Green Apple. Thank you for joining me on this lovely Sunday evening. Sorry I haven't posted no videos, but I'm gonna get back to it. So I hope you guys do enjoy these little videos and for the intro. We're back. We'll be reacting to 3 of these Omegle videos. No, not Omegle videos. 3 animations. We'll be reacting to this one first. We'll be reacting to one of these Omegle horror stories, and we'll be moving on to the next one. So it's gonna be 3 animations. And
my enemies will never win. We will fight for love and glory. We will live to tell the story.
Story 1.
Hi, I am Max, and you can call me an extrovert. I love getting out and meeting new people. I'm an avid user of all the social media platforms, as they offer unlimited access to meeting strangers. Some might find this weird, but I can't go on without socializing, be it offline or online. So when my friend Daniel told me about this site, Omegle, I couldn't stop myself.
Now, I think we all have on Omegle, and there's always been that option where they're like, oh, 18 plus, you're like, you're like 14. You know what? I am gonna do this. I'm watching this. You know, like, I think we all do that.
Checking it out, I was able to connect with people around the world and listen to their stories and share mine. The only thing I failed to anticipate is that the world is way more complicated than that. It was a rainy Thursday afternoon. I was playing Grand Theft Auto 5 on my PS5. My roommate Nash wasn't home that day, so it was just me in the 2-story house amidst a thunderstorm. I yawned big while getting extremely bored and quit the game. Thinking about what I should be doing next, I opted for Omegle to chat with a bunch of strangers. FYI, I already used the site several times before that day, so I was perfectly okay with doing it again. I have done video calling at Omegle before, so I connected to the chat room without much ado. As the site took time to connect me to a stranger, I went to the kitchen to grab something to eat.
Oh no.
I came back with a bowl of nachos and a Coke. My eyes didn't go to the screen immediately, as I was busy sorting my desk. All this time, I didn't notice that the chat had been connected, and the stranger on the other side was just watching me doing all these things.
Weird, bruh.
When I sat down on my
like, honestly, what are y'all
chair
like, what are y'all
and
doing?
glanced at my computer
That
screen
happens,
for the
like,
first time,
it's
I almost got a heart
weird.
attack. This time, I didn't notice that the chat had been connected, and the stranger on the other side was just watching me doing all these things, quietly. When I sat down on my chair and glanced at my computer screen for the first time, I almost got a heart attack. 2 big bulky eyes were stuck to the webcam in a very freaky way. Whoever was on the other side came extremely close to the camera on purpose. Whoa, what the hell? Hi.
Who's that? Son.
The eyes went back, and I saw a weird-looking man sitting in a blue room.
Bro, what do you like? Y'all be seeing people, okay, when they be like stroking themselves, like, bro, what are y'all, like, get off the app. That app is meant for children. Like, what are you doing? Just being weird. Like, I don't know.
The blue light of that room was so unsettling that one could get a headache just by looking at it. The man kept staring at me, probably waiting for me to...
Sick of all the ads like this one? Just head to adskiller.com. Click on Activate Now.
to answer him back,
No, that
but I didn't know what to say for a while. Realizing I am making things even more awkward, I promptly replied, Hi, how are you? It was fun to watch you come in and arrange your desk without you knowing I was watching you. Yeah, I didn't notice the screen at first. So what's your name? My name is Max. And you are? I'm Anthony. So, where are you from, Anthony? Jacksonville. I was expecting he would ask me the same thing, but he stopped talking and looked behind him. Right at that moment, I heard a muffled sound inside his room. I can't exactly explain the nature of that sound, but it was similar to a low whining. What was that? Nothing, just my pet Lucy.
Oh, no.
Oh, I see. Don't mind me asking, but why is your room so blue? These lights calm me down. I recently had a bad breakup, so I haven't been feeling...
Nah, he kidnapped it. He kidnapped the girl. Like bro said, I can't do this no more. Bro, I guess bro did that. Simple. Like, you cannot tell me. You see someone like that. Like, look at this guy. You see him like, oh, no, it's all good. Like, no, he's just weird.
myself lately. That's sad to hear. What happened? Well, we were living together for a while, but one morning she just decided to leave me and go back to her ex.
Wait.
Girls are mean.
That's Cab, bro. You took her. She probably told you that. Then you said, nah.
Tell you.
Do this.
I don't think all of them are. Also, you'll get over it. Don't be so... Get over it? Get over it? You can't just get over someone you love with your everything. She is my soulmate. We are supposed to be together. I didn't expect a sudden outburst. Hence, I wasn't ready to react to it either. I just paused, feeling highly embarrassed, and then decided to apologize for making such a sly comment on his matter. I'm sorry. I had no idea. I hope you can forgive me. You're a sweet little boy. Of course. I'll forgive you.
Bro, what
Do you have a girlfriend?
Oh no.
Well,
his girl.
not
no.
yet.
No, what you doing?
You can forgive me. You're a sweet little boy. Of course. I'll forgive you. Do you have a girlfriend? Well,
What if he's screen recording the screen? Oh
not
my.
yet. I have a crush on the girl in class, but I haven't told her yet. I'm not even sure if she likes me or not. Well, I can give you some tips to win her heart. Really? What should I do then? Follow her wherever she goes. Don't let any other guy come near her. When a guy tried to talk to my girlfriend, I pushed him down the stairs and sent him to the hospital. Problem solved.
Nah, this man is crazy. Nah, this man is way too attached to that girl. See, bro, first off, bro said muffling, so he got way too attached. Probably kidnapped her, took her back. Nah.
What? Relax, I'm joking. Or maybe not.
What?
The more I talked to this guy, the more I realized how paranoid he is. He was giving me tips on how to stalk my crush and forcefully proclaim my love for her.
Weird.
I soon realized this dude is a pure nut job. He was just being so creepy that after a point, it started to freak me out. He barely blinked, and every so often, I could hear that muffled whining in his room. Hey, are you even listening to me? Yeah, I was just thinking, it's late. Probably I should go offline now. Why? We're having such a good time.
That's
Two
good.
bros chilling and sharing their girl problems. No, man, I better go. It was nice meeting you. Don't you disconnect. I'm sorry, what? Don't you dare walk out on me. Do you know what I do to those who walk out on me?
Stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now. I'm just stroking my shit. I'm horny as fuck, man. I'm a freak.
Saying this, he got up from his computer and went to the corner of the room. He switched on the room light, and I noticed his bed. Something was lying on it, covered with a blanket.
Bro, I told
Are
you.
you ready for the surprise, Max? Here it comes! Saying this, he pulled the blanket in one go, and what I saw made my stomach drop. A girl was lying on the bed. Her hands and legs were tied along with her mouth. On top of her lay a dead body that was rotting vigorously.
I'm sorry, I can't show this.
Its
but,
flesh
bro.
was melting and falling off her body. Maggots were slowly crawling from that dead body to her face. It was the most disgusting sight one could witness. She whimpered while bursting into silent tears, and I finally understood the reality behind Anthony's
So
pet,
sad.
Lucy. The girl was facing the webcam, and I could see her looking at me with anxious eyes, asking for help. But there's no way I could have helped her at that moment. Lucy left me for her ex, even though I loved her with all I had. So now she is stuck with her ex forever. They are inseparable now. And I'm going to watch the maggots slowly eat her alive. You're a sick psycho. I'm calling the cops right now.
Bro, this is just... look at her, bro.
Hope the
Let's
cops
say-
find me. Goodbye, Max. Don't you disconnect. Wait. Have a good night's sleep. No, wait. The chat got disconnected, and I sat there, speechless, clueless, like a statue. When I finally got my shit together, I called my roommate and told him everything. The next day, we went to the cops and filed a complaint about this guy. But finding one crazy psycho among a sea of humans through Omegle is next to impossible. The cops contacted the police in Jacksonville, but I bet it wasn't his real name. I have no idea if that girl is still alive. Because if she is, Anthony is probably watching her getting eaten by maggots alive.
Hey man, quick little reminder before you actually pass out tonight. Look, you did a good job today. A really good job.
Alright, boys. The man with the green shirt. The second horror story. Animation of the evening. So, sorry if I didn't say anything, but as always, grab a snack. Grab some, I don't know, maybe those little drinks, whatever. Whatever y'all want to drink. And I hope you enjoy these little animations I'm about to play for y'all. So let's, as I would say, let's get on with the animation. The man with the green shirt.
This story is from my classmate in high school. He said that this happened to his uncle on Christmas night. His uncle is a dispatcher and was the one who answered the call for this particular accident. He said that at 2:03 a.m. he got a weird phone call from a man who sounded like he was in his mid to late 30s. The man said, "Can you locate my phone? I got lost somewhere between the borders of two cities and got into an accident." His uncle asked, "What building or landmark did you last see, sir?" He replied with, "There was this commercial building that looked like only a few offices had been rented from it. That's the last thing I saw, and after that, the only thing I remember seeing were trees." He asked the guy if he was hurt or anything, and quickly located his phone. They sent 2 police officers to the scene, and this is what happened. When they arrived at the accident, they saw the car had totally smashed into this mahogany tree. They did not expect to see this, because the guy who called seemed okay, but they phoned the emergency hotline anyway and contacted the hospital before going to the wreckage site. When they got closer to the accident, a man with a green shirt appeared from behind the trees and asked them, "What took you so long?"
Now hold up,
The
no.
policeman told
First
him
of all,
that the office was busy.
you need our help. Cool, we got here on time. We tried getting on time. Oh, hey, bro, calm down. Wait, stop, just stop. All right, like, bro, okay, cool. We took a little long, but still, we got on time.
Accident, a man with a green shirt appeared from behind the trees and asked them, "What took you so long?" The policeman told him that the office was busy because there were a lot of accidents that had happened. The man only smiled sadly. They told the guy to settle in one place because the medics would arrive shortly. The police took photos of the wrecked car, inside and out. There was this one photo where the man in the green shirt was staring sadly at his car. After the police had finished snapping photos, the man just walked away to the back of his car. The police noticed that the car was completely wrecked, but the guy didn't seem to have a scratch on him. One of the cops turned his head to tell the man to settle in one place as the medics had arrived and they needed to question him. But when he turned his head, he saw nothing but the flashing lights of the emergency car. He asked the other policeman where the guy with the green shirt went, and the other policeman said he saw the man walk behind the car.
Wait,
They searched for the guy everywhere, but
so would
found
it be
nothing.
like a fake?
The other policeman
Could it
told
be like
him
a
that he'd
fake?
talked to
I
the
think
guy,
so.
said he saw the man walk behind the car. They searched for the guy everywhere, but found nothing. The other policeman told him that he'd talked to the guy just after they'd arrived and advised the man not to move around too much because it could be very dangerous for him and that the medics would arrive soon, but the guy with the green shirt just stared at him with a blank expression on his face. The car was totally wrecked, so they had to call in more emergency workers to get some help moving the car and also to search for this guy. After a few minutes, when more emergency people arrived to help, they moved the car and were completely shocked by what they saw. The man with the green shirt was pinned below the steering wheel. The two policemen were dumbfounded because they had seen the man walk out from behind the tree when they first arrived, and he couldn't have entered the car, but if he did, they surely would have noticed because the door was blocked and opening it would have created sounds. They searched for the photo and found that the guy with the green shirt was the same man as the guy who was below the steering wheel. Although the picture of the guy was blurry, they were sure that this was the man who was in the accident. They investigated and found out that the guy was driving fast because his wife was due to give birth that night.
Okay, guys, this is the third and final animation of the evening. I hope you guys truly did enjoy this little animation that we did, or that we watched together. As always, these are Sundays with Professor. I hope you guys do enjoy these, and I mean, you guys will continue to get these, and let's continue with the video, with animation.
Trends are everywhere nowadays. It's all over social media, on every social platform basically, all over the internet.
Bro,
and while
creepy.
Trends are things that seem to be fun, one of these trends ruined my life. My name is Mason Phillips, and this is my story. I used to be a YouTuber, and while not a huge one, I had a pretty decent following.
Wait, hold up.
Ruined my life. My name is Mason Phillips, and this is my story. I used to be a YouTuber, and while not a huge one, I had a pretty
subscribers 9 point. Bro, that's just like me. I want those, but it's a grind. So yeah, guys.
Decent following. My channel consisted of me and my little brother Todd doing pranks, challenges, basically everything normal YouTubers do. It happened on the 14th of June. I and my little brother Todd decided to do the 24-hour YouTube DoorDash challenge trend. We got so hyped for it, and by the numbers of people talking about it in the comments, we could tell our viewers did too. We started at 6 a.m. as that was when we went.
What is it? What is this? I don't remember.
We got so hyped for it, and by the numbers of people talking about it in the comments, we could tell our viewers did too. We started at 6 a.m. as that was when we went live on YouTube. We weren't really getting many orders when it was early, but as soon as it reached 9 a.m., we started getting a lot. We didn't have a cameraman, so we just interchanged the camera. The camera, being my phone, at intervals between each other. To keep things interesting, we'd do silly things between takes like a backflip or prank calls, all while still delivering every order we got. Around 3 p.m., we had like around 300 viewers on our YouTube live. I remember being really happy about it, as it was one of the biggest numbers we'd ever got.
Yeah, of course.
As time passed, we kept on making numerous deliveries, and before we knew it, the sun was going down, and it was nearing the evening time. We had started running out of orders, and our viewers were dwindling. We were also getting tired as we'd been out since morning, but I was determined to keep the remaining viewers entertained. So we began to do more hilarious stuff in between orders, like screaming at strangers or just saying ridiculous stuff. But the more interesting content we tried to make, the more tired we became. And once it was nighttime, our viewers had reduced to only 20 people. So we decided to take a break for a while. We then entered a nearby restaurant. I didn't know where we were at the time because we had driven around so much that day. So we basically had no idea where we ended up. Even though we weren't doing anything funny, we kept the live going for the remaining 20 people who were watching.
Oh no, I think that's what happened.
I began to feel sleepy now,
those live
and I knew my little brother was feeling sleepy too, so I asked him, "You want some coffee, Todd?" My brother then said, "You know I don't like that crap, Mason." With all that had gone on that day, I'd forgotten my little brother didn't like coffee, so I said, "Oh, I forgot about that. But we need to stay awake, dude. So do you need to take some?" He then said, "Nah, dude, I'd rather have an energy drink or something."
Oh.
So we called the waitress, and I asked for some food, some coffee, and an energy drink. As she went to get our food, I checked our live. We weren't doing anything interesting, so I wasn't surprised when I saw the number of people watching had dwindled to 10. It was nearing 11 p.m., so I assumed everyone watching had gone to bed.
Yeah, it has to be.
We also weren't getting many orders now because no one really ordered food this late at night. As the waitress brought our food, the first thing I noticed was the energy drink they brought for my kid brother. It was called Power, and that was the only word that was written in English on the can. Everything else, like the ingredients, were written in a foreign language. I remember asking her, "What kind of energy drink is this? I've never heard of this brand before." She then told me it was an imported brand and that it was the only one she could find. My kid brother, who apparently didn't care where it was from, popped the cap open and began to drink. I remember him saying, "It's fine, Mason. These energy drinks are all the same." I then thanked the waitress for the food as she left. After we finished our food, my kid brother Todd started acting weird. His eyes were bloodshot red and he began to shout the words, "Let's do this!" Shocked, I asked, "Are you okay, Todd?" My brother then replied, saying, "I'm fine, bro. You worry too much." I was about to say something else when the weirdest thing happened. We had received an order. Now this was really strange to me as it was 1 a.m. in the morning. The message read, "I'm really hungry and you guys are the only people that are still active around this area. I just need some burgers and a Coke." I didn't want to do it, but Todd, who was still hyperactive, said, "Come on, man, we have to." So I ignored the bad feeling in my gut and I agreed to do it.
Nah, bro, first off, it's 1 a.m. Explain this to me. How are you gonna, like 1 a.m. Cool. It's one of those people like, "Hey, come on, give us like, nah. Oh, I think I want to do it. Cool for the content, understand, but nah."
Ready at a restaurant, so we just ordered the food there. As I said before, I really had no idea where we were, so I just turned on my location and used Google Maps to guide me. After a while, we finally reached the neighborhood, and everything was deathly quiet. There were barely any lights on, apart from the dim streetlights. Plus, all the houses looked the same, so I didn't know where to go. I tried calling and messaging the person who ordered the food, but I didn't get any reply. I then told Todd, who was still hyperactive, what was going on. So he got out of the car and said, "What about that house?" Now, even though I couldn't see well, I could tell the house he pointed at looked pretty abandoned, and I knew no one in their right minds would live there, so I said, "Nah, dude, that house looks old. I'm sure no one lives there." Now, I wasn't ready for what happened next, and I'm pretty sure the reason why my kid brother did what he did was because of the strange energy drink he had earlier. Because Todd then slowly looked at me and said, "Well, we'll never know unless we find out."
Nah, not to be racist. Are they black? Question. Cause like, if I knew what I was doing, I would not go be like, "Alright, bro, what are you
then
doing?"
Screamed the words, "Dash, dash, dash," at the top of his lungs, and he bolted straight to the house. To be honest, at that moment, I'd forgotten that YouTube Live was still going on, as I bolted right after him with my phone still in hand. He was fast and I couldn't catch up to him before he got to the house.
Bro.
The wooden exterior of the house was really old, and the place smelled really bad, but none of this was affecting my little brother, as he just kept incessantly ringing the surprisingly working doorbell. I remember telling him, "Let's go, dude, no one is here." But Todd completely ignored me and kept on ringing the doorbell.
No, what if
I eventually had enough of his antics, and I was about to drag him.
Like, what are we doing?
Telling him, "Let's go, dude, no one is here." But Todd completely ignored me and kept on ringing the doorbell. I eventually had enough of his antics, and I was about to drag him out of there when it suddenly happened. A huge man broke through the house's wooden door, and I instantly felt numerous shards of wood from the broken door pieces through my skin.
Damn.
It felt like 1,000 splinters, and the force made me fall back on my butt. I then looked up to see a huge man holding a metal rod. Todd, my little brother, had received the full force of the impact because he was standing directly behind the door. He tried to run, but the man struck him on his leg with the rod, and I heard my brother's bone break. My brother began to scream out in pain, and the man then proceeded to do something that scarred me for life. He began to repeatedly break my little brother's leg by continuously striking him on the legs with a metal rod. I can still hear every single crack till today. It didn't take long before my brother began to scream my name. Mason! Mason, help me! But I didn't do anything. And it's not because I didn't want to. It was because I couldn't do anything. I was completely paralyzed with fear as I watched that man break my little brother's bones to pieces. Todd's screams continued to get louder, and I could tell this was irritating his attacker. So the man made what seemed to be an animal noise, and he began to hit Todd on the head. It didn't take long before Todd stopped moving, as I could see his head had cracked open. After a while, the man stopped his attacks. Todd's corpse was all bloodied and disfigured now. The man then looked at me as he started to approach. I didn't run because, at that moment, I wanted to die. I'd cowardly let someone murder my kid brother, and I knew if I had survived, I wouldn't be able to face my parents. I was meant to protect them, and I didn't do so. I told myself that it'd be better if we both died here. By now, the man was already above me. He hit me on my face with the rod, and I felt my nose break. He was about to strike me again when 2 gunshots were fired, and I saw the man drop to the floor. Before I could figure out what happened, I was immediately surrounded by the cops, and the last thing I remember from that night was watching the paramedics carry my brother's body as I passed out. I woke up in the hospital to see my parents above me. They had teary eyes, and it didn't take long before I began to cry as they both hugged me.
Nah, this is... What about little bro? What you do about little bro? Come on out. Like, nah. If it's true what you said, lifeless brother, that's just not...
The cops came in and asked me for a statement, so I told them everything that happened. When I asked them how they found me, they said they received a call from one of the 3 remaining viewers who witnessed everything as the YouTube live session was still on. They then told me that since my location was on, all they had to do was track my phone and find me. I had no idea that people were still watching the live. But to whoever you are, thank you for saving my life. Although the man who killed Todd was dead, my parents still asked for his identity, and the cops said they didn't know who he was, as when they ran his prints through the database, the man had no background or identity in the US. Again, even though Todd's attacker was brought to justice, losing Todd still hurt me in an unimaginable way. I couldn't help feeling that it was all my fault, and I know I'll...
What you mean it is your fault, bro? What you let your brother drink that power drink, what do you mean?
Keep on feeling this way for the rest of my life. It's been 2 years since this incident, and it still seems like it happened just yesterday. I have since quit and deleted my YouTube channel in order to deal with the trauma. Most days when I go online, I still see people doing these trends or challenges on social media. And my message to you all is, be careful out there, because you never know when something as nice and fun as these trends could ruin your life.
That's why you don't, that's what you know, that's why sometimes you know what trends to do and what not to do.
Ruined mine.
Well guys, thank you for watching on this lovely Sunday night, or I don't know when you guys are watching this. I hope you guys are, I think y'all guys probably finished y'all's popcorn, chips, or, I don't know what y'all eat, celery? I don't know. But, thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all. I'm still trying to get better in how I do my editing, all that. But, new video next week. And also, thank you for everything. Thank you for everything you guys have done. You've watched, you've been here. Some of you have been in the lives. Instagram, Discord down below. Make sure you go follow that. Subscribe. It's free and you can subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching. And happy Sunday.